Now, welcome to the practice this morning. We do need a strap, belt, or whatever you think is appropriate in your household to use instead of a strap if you don't have one. And as always, please gather around things like bolsters or cushioning, maybe a blanket if you feel that's appropriate for you to use. And then we will begin lying down on the backs, but we will begin there in a moving form. So for this actual practice that I have in mind, that is lying down, you would want to have your legs out long. But they don't have to be out long when we begin, if that makes any sense at all. So you could extend the legs a little bit later if your lower back is a bit challenged here. So for that reason, I will step my feet onto the ground so that I don't forget to cue you when to extend the legs. Allow the arms to drop away from the body. Wiggle enough around to let your shoulders sink to the ground. Settle yourself into this space and close the eyes or steady your gaze. And we'll begin with the awareness of that flows, and that's the breath. The mantra that I'm playing for this week, which is why the music is playing in the background, is Om Mani Padme Hum. It is a Buddhist mantra, but that's not a worry. It is to cultivate compassion. Cultivating compassion for ourselves so we can be compassionate with others. Just feeling in where's the breath currently moving your body. And then we'll begin moving with our breath. As you take a slow in-breath, just rolling your head to one side. When breathing out, centering the head. Inhaling, rolling the head to the other side. Exhaling to center it. Keep the movement slow and keep turning the head on your in-breath, centering it on the out-breath. And as you continue doing so, starting to notice if the place that you're breathing into within your body has changed. And then as you keep turning your head from side to side, start to add the sound ah as you're breathing out. So we're inhaling to turn the head. Ah. Last one. Leaving your head centered for a moment, feeling in. Your awareness might now be centered around the head, the neck, the sound. Bring awareness now to our arms, hands, fingers. While you're inhaling, allow gentle fists with your hands. When you're exhaling, open the hands, roll the arms, and touch the palms to the floor by your side. When you're inhaling, roll the arms open, making gentle fists. When breathing out, open the hands, roll the arms down. Now, as you continue that, just allowing enough space so you actually feel that arm rotation up toward your shoulders. So hands, fingers, arms, and shoulders are moving. On your in-breath, you will make gentle fists where fingers are facing the ceiling. On the out-breath, you're opening the palms of the hands and you're turning the arms so the palms are touching the floor. You keep that going for a little bit, inhaling fists, exhaling, touching hands down. Feeling again as you continue that, if the breath has moved into a different area of the body. Not necessarily, but maybe it does. And then we will add a sound. The sound is ooh. We will make this sound again just when breathing out and continue moving your arms. Inhaling to open, making fists. Ooh. One more. And let your arms roll back into their relaxed position and pause. Notice what you can feel, what you're sensing. And now it would be time to extend your legs if you haven't yet. So let's take a breath in, touching your big toes together and rolling them open as you're breathing out. Inhaling, touching the toes. exhaling, let them roll open. So that kind of tells you about the distance of your legs, just rolling them in and out. And similar to the arms, you will feel this movement from your toes up into the hips. Now we will add the sound to the exhale. And one more. Pause again. Now I would ask you to keep your legs out long as we will bring this all together, making the sound Om. So now we will turn the head to the right on the inhale and all the way to the left on the exhale while making the R sound. So everything's happening here at the same time. When we're inhaling, we're turning the head to the right, making fists touching toes. And there comes the as the legs relaxing as well. So we're moving the head on the inhale to the right, making fists, big toes touching. Sound of ah to turn the head, sound of ooh to touch the palms, sound of to open the legs. And then we go again, inhaling, turn the head, make fists, touch toes. Inhale again, turn head, make fist, touch toes. Go again, breath in, turn head, fists, touch toes. Let's do 2 more, breathing in. Last round. As you take your body back into your most relaxed position, which could be again with the knees bent. Feeling into your overall body, your breath, your mind. Now start to hug your right knee into the chest. You can move the knee a little bit. You could choose to extend your left leg out long. Start to move your foot, maybe in a circle, reversing the circle. Let's get that little bit more active. As you step your right foot to the ground, let your knee fall out to the side, touching your hands down at your abdomen, flexing into the left foot toes up to the ceiling. We're inhaling through the nose and exhale from the mouth as we're lifting the upper body, looking down to your toes. Inhaling, lying back. Inhale, lie back. There's not much hope that we will sit up from here, and not necessary at all. Just keeping hands on the lower tummy and breathing out of the mouth to lift the upper body. Ideally keeping the right knee out to the side, the left leg active. If it feels right, you can gently encourage the abdomen inward rather than outward. Last lift on this side. Then release the upper body, opening the arms, bring the right foot back onto the ground. Let the left foot step onto the mat. Bring both knees over to the left. Maybe your gaze turns to the right. Using an out breath to center head and knees. And then hugging your left knee into the chest. If you like, you can extend your right leg out. And maybe starting to circle the left foot. Changing direction. As you release the movement, step the foot down to the ground. Let your knee fall out. The sole of the foot might touch the inner thigh. And we're flexing into the right foot. Hands come back to the tummy. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale from your mouth, lifting the upper body, looking down to the toes. Inhaling, lie back. Inhale, lying back, exhaling to lift. Keep doing so, keep the right leg engaged, left knee open if possible. Last one on this side. As you lie back, relax the arms. Bring your knees back up. Arms open, let the knees fall to the right. Your head maybe turning to the left. Asking you to roll over to that right hand side now and coming up into sitting. But we'll take our legs towards an easy pose. If you need an elevated seat, you can use a block or cushion or rolled up mat underneath. Hands coming onto the knees when you're ready. And let's start to circle. Finding a little bit more space maybe around the back, around the hips. Changing direction for the circles. And then we're finding our center again in our upright seat. Let the hands fall down by the sides. Taking a breath in to lift the left arm. And when you're breathing out, just bending to the side, you can use the right hand to support you, but try not to lock the arm, limit your movement rather than softening down towards the arm. Let your arm, as usual, roll in and down. Place the back of the hand against your knee. Roll up through the spine, slide your fingertips behind, and then breathe out for a twist. Make sure you stay grounded in this twist. Taking the hand from the knee, lift it up and bring it back down on the opposite side. If you like, you can change the cross of your legs. Almost makes me a little bit uncomfortable, and I hope you're feeling kind of the same here. Let's take a breath in and reach the right arm up. And as you're breathing out, lean across again. You can use the hand on the ground, but if you actively do so, soften your elbows, soften the shoulder. And now roll your arm and shoulder down, placing the back of the hand against your knee. Round up through the spine while you're sliding your left hand fingertips behind, and then exhale for your twist. Take a breath in now, lift the front hand up and bring that around. As we sit up nice and tall, we will release our feet out in front. You might want to remove that you're sitting on. Finding your length in the spine. I better turn myself sideways. Letting your left leg now slide out long. Step the right foot over the top. Lean down onto your left forearm and roll over to the side of the hip. You can place your right hand down in front and flex the left foot. I'm asking you to just lift the lower leg a few times. Little bounces, holding it off the floor. Bringing a bit of strength into the adductors, inside of the leg. Then rest the leg down. Stay active in the foot. Use the forearm actively and even the right foot that stepped there in front. If this is not working, you can keep your hip down, but maybe lifting the hip off the floor. So moving into a supported side forearm plank. You can keep your right hand down if you like, or place it into the side of the waist. Your choice is there to hold or come into a side lying tree as you place your right foot on top of your left leg. Then release that down again. And now roll onto the front of your body. Placing your hands down by the sides of your rib cage. Encourage the tops of the feet into the mat. Take a breath in, lift it up for a cobra. Keep it supported, the shoulders down, the elbows in. And as you might be a little bit higher than usual, see if you can hold and still lift your hands off the ground. So everyone stop breathing now, start that again. And as you're exhaling, just simply release that down. Let your hands come forward, rest the forehead down. And take a breath to lift both legs. Start to push out through the balls of your feet, extending into your toes. Then slide the hands back by the sides and lift the upper body again. Now release all of that down and roll over onto your right hand side. Have the right leg extended, the foot in a flexion. Step the left foot over and across and come up onto your right forearm. Starting to bounce the lower leg a few times. Foot in flexion, just lifting. I wish you could see my cat. She sits right next to the speaker, upright, like in an Egyptian movie, and listens to the music. Very calm. Let's release the leg back down. Have your left hand in front. And only if that works, otherwise stay on the hip. Start to lift the hip off the ground. You can actively use the foot, of course, the forearm. And if you like, you can bring the hand into the side of the waist. That's definitely a place to stay in. Or you could come into a side lying tree and step your left foot up against the leg. Let's release that back down. And this time we're rolling onto our back again. As you're lying on your back, lift both legs to the ceiling. Flex the feet. Take a hold and just gently bring them in a little bit. You can have a little rocking movement here, whatever feels right. So just wanting to get used to the positioning. Then across your ankles, bring the hands down by the sides and start to squeeze your legs together. And then lift the hips, and you can use the hands here on the ground. Lift and lower. See if you can lift and lower in a slower pace. Keep squeezing your legs together as you're lifting up. Relax slightly when you're coming down. Once again. Then release. We're changing the cross of the ankles. Squeezing the legs together. Lift the hips. And lower. Lift. And lower. Keep squeezing the legs together. Take the lift. Then lower. One more. Then lower. Open your legs out. Again, press out through the balls of the feet. We're taking our arms in between, flexing through the wrists. And now when you're exhaling, pull the toes in, push the hands away. Inhale, lower. Exhale, push and pull. Last one coming. We hold that for a moment. Then as you lie down, bring the knees in and you could rock across your back. It's a good opportunity if you're wearing socks to take the socks off now. And then either roll to your side or rock yourself up. As you come onto your knees, we will just come to standing from here. Pause maybe for a moment when you're sitting, otherwise you might feel dizzy. As we're slowly rising up into standing. Time to find the feet on the ground. So you might step them down about hip distance apart. Taking a breath in to lift the arms. A breath out as you bring the hands to your heart for a chair pose. Inhaling, push feet into ground, extend the body. Exhaling, come into the chair. One more. Hold your chair. Keeping your hands at the heart, shift the weight to the left foot. Lift the right one. Place the foot against the lower leg. Keep your knee in a bend so we're in a crouched tree shape. I'd love you then to push back into the foot and start to stand up. Really using the foot as if the foot could push the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Then starting to extend the arms up. You can separate the hands if your shoulders are feeling tight. And now when you're taking an out breath, just bending over towards your knee. Bit of a challenge here for our balance. As you come back to stand tall, lift your right knee. We will bring the hands to the heart and step that back into a lunge. Take an inhale there and lift the arms back up. On the out breath, bend your back knee, hands to the heart as we lower. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, lower. Go again, breath in. and out. Last round, inhale, extend. Exhale to lower. Hold it here. And then extending your right arm forward. The left arm comes along the side of the body. You're extending back into the leg. Spine leans a little bit forward. Your choice, placing the right hand all the way down to the floor or onto the thigh while you're lifting the left arm. So your choice, how deep you're taking this. I'll ask you now to lower your back heel, swing the other arm in, and turn your toes outwards. To rise up with the breath in and lift the arms. Interlace your fingers over the head, and as you're breathing out, go to hug a tree. So arms around it, palms facing the chest, shoulders relaxed, elbows in a light bend. The knees are bent and they go out in line with our toes. There's a strong stance, and you can imagine you're actually hugging a tree. And if you like, you can close the eyes. The bigger the trunk, the older the tree. As you might reflect on all the past years. The tree offers you groundedness and yet expansion. Maybe with that, the necessary compassion for yourself and all that lies in your past. Sink a little bit lower in the legs if that's available. Then push into the feet. Open the arms out, take a breath in. Turning your left toes forward. And then out breath for a triangle. My gaze is down, but you could turn your gaze forward or even up. Let's bring a bend into the front knee, swing the upper arm down. You could place hands on thighs just to step the foot forward, returning to stand. Let's take an inhale, lifting the arms again. On the exhale, chair pose, hands at the heart. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, chair. Continue. Next round is the last. So we hold the tree, we're getting to the tree, the chair with the hands at the heart. We will shift some weight to the right foot and just taking our left foot for a tree while maintaining the chair shape. So there's a good amount of challenge in the balance. You could have your big toe on the ground if you need to. And then let's press down into the standing foot. Rising from the ground, stretching the body up to the crown of the head. If you like, you can extend the arms. Lifting the left knee, inhale. And then step it back as you bring your hands back to the chest into a lunge. Same movement as in the chair, inhaling to extend. Exhaling, hands to the heart, bending the back knee toward the ground. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, lower. Keep going. Next one is our last. We will extend into the back leg. Reach the left arm forward and bring the right arm along the side of the body. Same choices as on the other side. Front hand can come to the thigh as you lift the other arm, or you can reach to the floor and lift the other arm. Lower the back heel to the ground. Swing the upper arm in, turn to the center, open your toes up, take a deep breath to lift the arms. While you're interlacing your fingers, maybe swap the interlace of the fingers. Go back, find your tree trunk and give it a hug as you bend your knees. The shoulders are relaxing, the elbows are soft, palms opening up towards the chest. And I'd ask you again to just hold. You might even visualize your favorite tree, the one that stands right in front of your place, or the one you always see when you go for a walk. Just like us, the tree is continuously exposed to the outside world, exposed to changes. And although it stands there solidly in its beauty, when you look closer, it's not quite perfect, which might make it that beautiful. So whatever negative self-talk we are going through, be compassionate with yourself. Let's take a breath in, open the arms out, lengthen your legs, turn your right toes forward, and on the exhale, come into triangle pose. Gaze is up to you, forward, upwards, down, just listen into your neck, of legs long, side of the waist long, arms wide. And then let's release that. As you take both hands down to the ground this time, bring the knees down and just turn yourself into a seated shape. I invite you to grab your strap, place that near your mat. Have everything else nearby that you might need, such as a handy cat right sitting there, or a blanket, or whatever else you might require. And then find your way down onto the ground. Get comfortable. You can leave your feet resting on the mat. Taking your strap, extend the right leg up and bring the strap ideally around the ball of the foot. Let the hands slide down one end of the strap until maybe your elbows hit the floor. If your strap replacement isn't quite long enough, that's okay to hold up higher. But if it is long enough, let the shoulders come to the floor, and you might even wrap your hands around the strap so you need less strength in the hands. With the strap around the ball of the foot, despite us not really pulling on the strap, you might already feel a bit of lengthening coming through. You could then, on the out breath, bring the strap in a bit closer, and with that your leg as well. Trying to keep the hips grounded to the floor as you're hugging your leg up towards the body. If you're after some deeper extension elsewhere, you might extend your left leg out long. Getting a bit more openness, and you can use your out breaths and just draw the leg in closer toward you. Let's change our grip. Lift your left arm and take a hold of both ends of the strap, letting go with the right arm that can drop out toward the side. And then carefully take your straight leg across the body. I like to fairly quickly ground my elbow to the floor, so I've got a bit more control of where I allow this leg to go. Make sure that it's pain-free. If your toes touch the floor, wonderful. If they don't, you likely have good company. To release, bend the knee, step the foot to the ground, step the other foot back down onto the mat, reset your spinal position. We'll use the strap for the other leg, so while you extend your left leg up, take the strap around the ball of the foot. Sliding your hands down either side of the strap until shoulders, elbows are released. And again, if that's not possible, just keeping these body parts relaxed while you're holding a little bit higher on. So we don't want to create any tension in the shoulders. Notice before you move in closer how you're feeling behind this leg. And maybe you would like to extend the right leg here too. Drawing the left leg in closer now as you're breathing out. Stay with your focus on the out breath, extension behind your left leg. Upper body relaxed. We will change position again. Reach with your right hand toward the strap, maybe a little bit higher. And then take the left arm out to the side as you guide the leg carefully across to the side. Landing your elbow if that helps you to. And then holding there. To release the shape, bend the knee, let go of the strap, place your feet back down onto the ground, shuffle yourself into the center and pause. If you're feeling reasonably grounded and balanced in a physical sense, you might just bring in all of your support and drop into your relaxation pose. If there's any imbalance that you need to get out, feel free to have a stretch to find your center. Allowing, when you're ready, the whole body then to be still. Either your legs have extended out long, you've rested them over a bolster or support, or your feet are stepped onto the ground. I will guide you through the relaxation today, which is a little bit more active than what we usually do. So if you feel this is not appropriate for you today, you could instead just rest and maybe let your mind follow my words instead of putting my words into action. Whatever you discover during this relaxation, show up compassionately for yourself. Notice when you might have an experience that challenges you, knowing that things change all the time. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in, noticing how your lungs are filling up. Hold the breath once it's fully inhaled and release the breath slowly, letting tension leave the body. Take in another deep breath, hold it in the body, and release the air slowly. Do so one more time and breathe out even more slowly. Move your attention now down into your feet. Begin to tense your feet by curling your toes in the arches of your foot. Hold on to the tension and notice what it feels like. Then release the tension in your feet, noticing the new feeling of relaxation. Bringing awareness now to your calves, tensing the muscles in your calves. Hold them tightly and pay attention to the feeling of tension. Releasing the tension from your lower legs. Again, notice the feeling of relaxation. Remember to keep breathing. Next, tense the muscles of your upper legs and pelvis. You can do this by tightly squeezing your thighs together. Make sure you feel tension without going to the point of strain. And release. Feel the tension leaving your muscles. Begin to tense your stomach and your chest, and you can do this by sucking your stomach in, squeezing harder and holding the tension. Maybe just a little bit longer. Then release the tension, allow your body to go limp. And let yourself notice the feeling of relaxation again. Noticing your breath filling up your lungs. Hold the breath. And slowly let the air escape, feeling it leaving your lungs. Now tense the muscles of your back by bringing your shoulders together behind your back, holding them tightly. Tense them as hard as you can without straining, and keep holding. Release the tension from your back. Feel the tension slowly leaving your body. That new feeling of relaxation that arises. Attention to the difference. That feeling when the body relaxes more. Now tense your arms all the way from your hands as you make fists and squeeze all the way up your arms and hold. Releasing tension from your arms and shoulders. Notice the feeling of relaxation in your fingers, hands, arms and shoulders. Notice how your arms feel limp and at ease. Move up to your neck and your head. Tense your face and your neck by distorting the muscles around your eyes and mouth. Release the tension. Again, notice the new feeling of relaxation. Finally, we'll tense up the whole body. Tense your feet, legs, stomach, chest, arms, head and neck. Tense even harder, no strain still, and hold the tension. Now release. Allow your whole body to go limp. Pay attention to the feeling of relaxation and how different it is from that of tension. Enjoying the relaxation. Whatever you might have discovered in that journey of relaxing your body, look at it with kindness and compassion. Maybe even giving thanks for the body that's able to do. As you begin to gently deepen your breath, allow a little bit of movement. Have a big stretch if that feels good. And then return the body to a seated shape. And we will take an in-breath once we arrive, just to stretch the arms out, embracing everything and everyone with deep compassion as we bring them all in, including ourselves, hands touching together at the heart. A light bow of the head to the heart. Om Mani Padme Hum. As we extend to each other, Namaste.